Is this game looking too good to be true? Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Natoji and today is a gameplay review of Odin Valhalla Rising, a MMORPG set in the Norse mythology, developed by Lionheart Studios and published by Kakao Games. After being released first in South Korea last year in June, it came to Taiwan earlier this March, so I give it a good try and this video is a good opportunity to answer your question about the game before the global release. Number 1, is it fully relying on auto mode? Number 2, is it a free-to-play or a pay-to-win game? And number 3, what changes or new features we can expect on the global release? My game review will always be in 3 parts: the good, the bad and the verdict. So let's start with the good. Heroes class. When you start the game, you can create up to 3 accounts, and there are a total of 4 different types of heroes. Each hero can be evolved into 2 different classes once you pass level 10. You will have the choice in between the sorceress using magic, which you can evolve into a archmage or a dark wizard, the warrior, who can evolve into a offensive berserker or a defender class as a tank, the rogue, who can become a sniper with long-range attacks or an assassin with close-range combat, and finally the priest, who evolves into the safe class if you want to be a pure healer, or the paladin class offering some magic buff for a more hybrid type of position. Character customization. Once you pick your favorite hero, you will be prompted to the character customization menu. Personally, I have seen way more advanced interface and options in many productions of the same skill. So honestly, the character customization is lacking to me, but you can still unlock more features as you play the game. And by the way, you cannot change the gender at all. It is gender locked. Art, design and graphics. Without spoiling too much of the storyline, you will start your journey in one of the 4th iconic realms of the Norse mythology. And yes, graphically it is absolutely stunning. Please note I took the game on my iPad Pro to put maximum graphic settings and give it the best credits for this video. The game is built with the Unreal Engine 4 and it looks similar to Black Desert Online or Blessed Unleashed in terms of aesthetic. It is delightful. Characters and landscape are very well designed and detailed, and they will set you up very well in that Viking mood and atmosphere. Platform. Being a cross-platform in between iOS Android devices and PCs, Odin Rising offers a large open world with absolutely no loading in between locations. Traveling through the map is very smooth. You can walk, climb, use a mount like a horse, or fly on big birds and dragon-likes. Cosmetics. They nailed the cosmetics. The finesse of design for each skin you want to craft, earn or buy is absolutely delightful. Of course, the most amazing items are gated beyond different level of completion, but they really succeed to match the concept art with the game genre. Social features. You have the wall package, in chat, etc. ups to communicate with other players, your casual guild systems and many dungeons, co-op and some PvP mode to unlock later on. Also worth mentioning, there is a trade market that can allow players to exchange their items for resources. We will speak about it later. Storyline. I don't want to spoil details, but along your casual farming quest, there will be some memorable encounters with gods like Thor, Odin, Freya and more. And now it is time for the bad. It unfortunately comes very early in this video, but there are clearly a lot of aspects in the game that do not render very well. And please share your thoughts or experience in the comment section below. Number 1, the character, motions and animation. Even if Odin Rising has amazing graphics and cosmetics, the first thing that disappoints is the overall movement and animation in this game. It feels absolutely flat, not refined and clunky. Even if some active skill looks tremendous, we know that Unreal Engine 4 is capable of delivering much smoother character motions. And even in taking in consideration the game was, developed few years ago, but even at that time other production have made much better out of the Unreal Engine 4, and as a result even the free climbing feels off, so this is the first sign that the result did not fully meet their ambition. Gameplay mechanics. To make it short, there is no dodge or evade button in the game. the only thing you can do is to run away or jump out some attacks. All combat look flat-footed and one-dimensional, as you will still need to use manual in some dungeons and boss battles. The auto mode. Let's address the elephant in the room. The studios have mentioned they will use the Taiwanese release to evaluate if they will take out or not some features like the auto mode. And so far, excepting of course few bosses dungeons, it's still on full auto. Of course you can take it out if you want to, but actually I'm going to be honest, it is rather a better option for F2P player to speed up the long and boring early progression of the game. And we're gonna speak about it with the F2P grind. So at first, Odin is a free to download and play like many other games, so kudos to Kakao and Lion Hearts to offer that game, of course. But I want to warn you, if you intend to be full free to play, you are going to grind very hard and much more than other games, because after mid-game and few chapters, the progression is highly gated behind the rarity of your equipment, and the craft or drops are going to take you a very long way to go. And then resource scarcity. As mentioned, you are going to hit the plateau around mid-game, and to gather all the materials to craft some gears and more is a hell of a grind. So as many games, the money goes into the crystal that can be purchased in the shop. But even if you are happy to spend and support the game, you're gonna break your wallet very hard for the most legendary items, and if you don't spend, there are actually so little events yet to earn those crystals. And seems a very long shot for the production if they want to balance the game, as they truly need to lower down heavily the item value or increase the drops to make it reasonably affordable or obtainable, in my opinion. The story modes and cuts. We all know many productions are throwing you their many promotion video with crazy 4K 60 FPS cutscenes, and unfortunately, Odin, like many other games, you will actually have so little of the main storyline. And with such a setup into the Norse mythology, it really feels lackluster during the progression, where your character narrative feels slow and boring. Finally, the verdict. Odin Valhalla Rising was clearly a very ambitious challenge Lion Hearts Studios decided to take on. And personally, I'm disappointed about the result. Yes, it is free to download and play, so please give it a go. It is still a fantastic world open, but once again, we are seeing talented studios partnering with huge South Korean industry leaders like Kakao Games. By the way, they just announced they bought most of Lion Hearts Studio, of course. So in focusing much more on the monetization with auto modes concept that fits perfectly the South Korean market, but absolutely takes so much capacity and resources away from developing a state-of-the-art game concept, storyline, and rich gameplay, in my opinion. Now let's talk about some news and recent updates about the global release. First, what could be the changes? Well, so far we haven't seen any drastic changes in between the South Korean release and the Taiwanese version, except of course you can take out the full auto mode and the auto targeting if you want to as an option. But Kakao Games just acquired Lion Hearts Studio, and they did mention they are highly considering taking out completely the full auto mode for the global release, which is a good move. But the biggest news, and I will do a separated video for this, it's about Kakao Games. Like many industry leaders, they invested hundreds of millions of US dollars into their own blockchain technology, and now it's out there. And most importantly, they just signed also as well a partnership with a company that specializes into Web3 applications and tokens. So I will do a separate video about it, but it could be Odin Valhalla Rising could be an experiment for the new blockchain technology, which support NFTs, and also this partnership that could broad, for example, Web3 applications and token hashtag a dedicated cryptocurrency for the game. Now let's speak about when could be the release of Odin Valhalla Rising to global. Well, so far we are late in the summer, I believe it won't be before the last quarter of this year, so end of this year for the celebration. Or if they want to integrate, Web3 technology, I believe it will be likely next year, first quarter in 2023. My rating. This is my very first rating video, and I'm going to be very demanding for all the games I will cover on the channel. At that stage, I will give it a 5.5 out of 10 for overall time spent playing it in comparison to the enjoyment and feeling of achievements I had during my experience with Odin Valhalla Rising. I could not cover all details that could support further my experience opinion, so please share yours and any aspects of the game I must have missed in the comment section below. By the way, I am now a full-time YouTuber. I'm working on videos on daily basis, put my whole life experience, gaming passion into it. So if you enjoyed the review today, take a couple of seconds to destroy all these buttons to support the channel. It will be highly appreciated. As usual, I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until the next, stay tuned, brother.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe